Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, y'all, here we go again.
Like for Africans to come here, you're privileged. Like for us, like we're from Sierra Leone. My mom moved here in the 80s. And like, a lot of the Sierra Leoneans that grew up here. And that happens for like other African cultures. Like, the Africans here, you're doing well. The Nigerians are doing well. The Liberians, like a lot of people are doing well.
And a lot of them are not doing well. So this is another cheap conversation by shallow people who are trying to make it seem like they are doing a whole lot better than what they're really doing.
But it's really, you're essentially the cream of the crop. You are like the top of the top. You are the elites in your country. And you're coming here and you're saying like, oh, look at us. We're all doing well. And you're essentially comparing the top 10, 20, 30% of the people from your nation with everybody that's Black American.
Right.
Now, could you please have a conversation without bringing Black Americans into it? They don't have enough understanding of American history to be having a conversation about Black Americans. They are a small group of people that the United States let in from their homeland. And they've taken everything they could from their homeland and brought that here to put on the market here instead of taking what they have and trying to build their own cultures. So again, these people are shallow and they have a cheap conversation and they don't have any substance. And again, they don't know enough about this country to be dragging Black Americans into their conversation.
Whether they're elite, so it's like it's not a fair comparison at all because we're comparing the cream of the crop. Like we're predisposed to being more successful as Africans in America because you wouldn't be here if you didn't have privilege.
You also wouldn't be here if Black Americans hadn't advocated for an open door immigration policy. So let's not forget that.
Exactly.
And then you're taking that and comparing it to all Black Americans, and it's not a fair comparison. And we got to be real as Africans and make sure that we call that out.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to call it out. It's already been called out. The Jamaican man called it out. The Jamaican man called it out last year sometime or other because they keep repeating this nonsense. So the Jamaican man made it clear, you're not doing better than Black Americans. You're just a small group that the United States let in. And you in no way can compare with the large body of work of Black Americans.
You got to call it out. So you can't just sit here and talk down on Black Americans saying, oh, because there's a lot of Black Americans that are doing very well. So if you compare their top 10% or 20% to the average.
Notice this language. You just can't sit here and talk down on Black Americans. Why are Black Americans even in your mouth? Why are you talking down about anybody? You fled your homeland when you should be there trying to build that homeland up. And here you are in somebody else's homeland talking about people that you have no connection to. What is wrong with you?
To the Africans, like they're probably doing better. So it's like you can't even, but you don't want to have that conversation. So we got to be very real.
Yep.
And make sure it's apples to apples.
At this point, it's not even apples to apples. It's just people sitting around on a podcast talking shit about something they don't know what they're talking about. They won't talk about the things that really affect them that are relevant to their lives. They want to have a podcast. They want to talk about something. They don't want to talk about themselves. They don't want to talk about immigration. and the issues that immigrants, especially black immigrants, are having with the immigration system in the United States. They don't want to talk about not wanting to go back to their homeland. So what's left? Talk about black Americans. Some of the Africans who come to the United States may have higher incomes. Not all of them do, but some of them may have higher incomes because they're already educated when they come here. If they're already an engineer or a doctor or a nurse or whatever their skill might be, they might have a higher income than a black person that's only receiving minimum wages. But black Americans have more wealth overall. Wealth is built over generations, and black Americans, despite systemic barriers, have built the largest black middle class in the world. So the claim that Africans are doing better ignores the difference between income snapshots and generational wealth. So I wanted to get that straight. And one of the things that I find disturbing about African immigrants is that they don't seem to care at all about the people left in their homelands. I would not be afraid to bet that black Americans have more charities designed to help Africans than Africans themselves. They make it to the United States and they don't look back. All they are concerned about is comparing themselves to black Americans and trying to be on a par, no, not on a par, above black Americans. I don't even know what you call that. But they don't seem to have any compassion for their people left behind. And that is not our spirit. And that's how come I don't believe we're the same people. I don't believe we're cut from the same cloth because we have, not only do we care about each other, we care about them. Our churches, our sororities, and other organizations set up funds and projects, build schools, build churches to just help the African people because we feel like they need the help. But if they get over here, they don't feel like they need any help. If they do, they're not going to get it from them. All they're concerned about is competing and showing what all they have, material things, more than somebody else. That's just tacky to me. And the more I think about it, the more I think I understand why Africans don't respect black Americans. They come here and benefit from our civil rights victories and from the political system, the cultural, and the economic foundation that makes the United States a place where black immigrants can succeed. Without black American struggle, the opportunities that African immigrants enjoy today would not exist. But the issue here is that they don't believe that. They don't believe that we made the way for them. They don't believe it. They don't believe that we advocated for them. And the reason they don't believe it is because they know they wouldn't do that. They can't perceive of a group of people caring enough to advocate for another group, to sacrifice or to share their sacrifice and their struggle so another group could succeed. They can't perceive of that because they know they wouldn't do it. So they obsess over us because they're trying to catch up. They are trying to catch up and pass us. And they don't have any idea how that would be done because we are completely different kinds of people, different mindsets, and different hearts. Our hearts are not the same. So anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you for listening and have a good evening.